some magical being just came right up to you and like snapped their fingers and they were like, "Hey, you're immortal now." What would you do? What would you do with the rest of your life?
So if I was like a vampire?
No. Not even a vampire. Just like
I'm just immortal.
He just came up to you and he was just snapped his fingers and he was just like, "You're immortal now. You can never die. You're just gonna live forever." What would you do? What would you do?
I feel like I would slack off a lot more now, knowing that I got the rest of my life to do stuff. Or maybe I would just like do whatever I want because like I know like
Nothing's gonna affect you.
Yeah, there's no like
no repercussions.
I think the hard part. Do I stay how old I am right now?
Yes, you look how you would like. So like if you were like 30 when this happened and they snapped your fingers and he was like, "You're immortal now," then you would stay and look 30 for the rest of your life.
So does that mean I don't get to? Does that mean I don't have to eat or anything? Because I'm just not gonna die anyway. Will I still lose weight?
You know what? Yeah, you know what? It could mean that if you want it to mean that.
Because I really think that I would just like go and like live it off in like a cabin or something, like
just
out in the
off
woods.
The grid.
Yeah, I would live off the grid. I would literally like build a house or something where like it doesn't matter how long it takes me, but eventually I'll get it done and it'll look really cool. And like I feel like I would just like live like a. I don't know. I feel like I'd probably live so many different lives, you know, because you could just switch it up every decade or every millennia or whatever. What are you thinking?
I don't know if you're ready for this.
You've thought about this, haven't you?
I've thought about this. All right.
Okay.
You know.
Or you could just invest in something and then eventually, you're going to have money.
This was going to be my first. This was my train of thought. If you're immortal, okay, go back to school. It sounds boring. Starts off boring.
High school or college?
No, college. Starts off boring.
I was going to say 30 years old.
But you start getting your medical degree, okay? And you have all the time in the world. So if you just mess up, you just
I think I see where this is going.
Find a guy who can like give you like fake identities and stuff and just keep going back until you finally make it as a doctor. And then once you make it as a doctor, you start getting really good. Start making bank. You pay off all your loans because you're immortal and it's never going to go away. So you pay off those loans, right?
You don't even have to pay off the loans.
I mean, that's
just
true.
Stay in debt. Like
that's true.
Whatever.
You never debt. Yeah. So you're making all this bank, right? You're making all this bank. You take that and then you start investing. Open up a hotel chain. Open up, ice cream parlor. Do whatever you want to do, right? Then you guess what? You go back to school again. Become a lawyer this time. So now you're a doctor and a lawyer. And now you can like sue whoever you want to sue, for whatever reason.
So you're saying that you would just use your life to like
make bank, make fat stacks, right? Once you make fat stacks, you take that money, you invest it, right? And then, give it 40 years and then, I would announce that I'm running for president, right? And then I'd be like, guess what? I'm immortal. And like everybody would be mind blown, right? Okay. So then you become the first immortal president.
Is this like a book or something?
No, just going off the top of my head,
the
right?
dome.
You're super rich, right? Super rich.
Why do you run for president? I don't understand.
Because what else are you gonna do? You're immortal. I mean,
got all the time in the world. Might as well.
If you don't win this time, you just run again in 4 years, and you just keep running till the end of the time. You can do that. So run for president. You don't make it, that's fine. You run again another 80 years. It's cool. You can do that. Eventually, you'll make president, right?
I don't know. I don't think you would.
I think eventually.
I don't think you would. I feel like usually like people who try to run over and over, eventually they just like don't get it.
That's because they die. You're immortal. You can't die. So eventually, like maybe 120 years after you first started running, you finally make it, right?
Yeah.
Then you're president. You try to make a change, okay? After those 4 years are up, you can decide, I'd probably retire, okay? And then, devote my life to the public well-being.
Devote the rest of your immortality?
Mm-hmm. I mean, like... Yeah,
how many years do you think down do you, like, devote your life to immortality? Because you're alive forever. Like, the thing about being alive forever is that's forever.
I'm in it till the long haul. I'm in it till this big blue beautiful art that just collapses in on itself.
I think it'd be really tough because I would I'd live out my current life, right?
Mm-hmm.
It'd be real weird because I'd be with Jen while she's like old and wrinkly, but I'd still be young and hot, you know.
Right.
So that'd be kind of strange. But hey, would you like have kids? Like that'd be tough.
I was wondering about that.
You'd have to like see your kids die and stuff, and like they'd get older than you. Isn't this a movie? Isn't there a movie where that happens?
I mean, there's probably lots of movies where this happens. I'm just thinking, like, what would I do?
It's The Boys. Boys season 2. Remember the Nazi chick? Whenever like she's like, that's my daughter, and she's like older than her because she's like immortal or whatever. Well, she's not immortal, but I think she's like really old.
I mean, that does happen. There's lots of movies where this happens. There's one called Age of Adeline with Blake Lively.
Yeah.
Never seen it, but I know it's out there. But like, yeah. I mean, like, I don't know. I like I said, I just make fat stacks. And
if you could choose to be immortal, would you like take it? Would you be like, yeah, I'll be immortal?
I'm gonna let you answer first. Would you?
Honestly, I think I would.
I think I would too. Honestly,
I would rather like be able to at least live out this life and be like 80. Like, can I just age normally and then like maybe once like I finish this life, can I just like go back to 30 and then start there from scratch? I mean, I know like I'm not allowed to do that, but that's what I would prefer.
What do you mean? So like,
I would just rather not like be a young person while Jen's like super old.
So you want to be able to age, and then once you reach like a certain age, it like resets.
Maybe once Jen's a goner, then I could like reset, and then like I could do all this crazy stuff.
Sure. Whatever you want.
This is our hypothetical scenario.
Like, all I'm doing is I'm gonna become a doctor, lawyer, president at some point.
I've thought about how
immortality.
I've always thought if
and then no, and then you know what I would do afterwards?
What?
Become a DJ. Make music, because then whenever you're like, you know, say it's like the year like 2100, right?
You have some really strange aspirations.
Say it's like 2100 and you make an absolute fire club banger, right? And people are like rocking out to it. You know, then it like fades to obscurity, and then guess what? 2200, you drop the remix.
You drop the exact same thing, and then it's
drop
like,
the remix.
Wow, this is great.
Yes,
what
and then
track.
people buy the song again. And then you just keep making fat sacks from
Dylan,
making these club hits.
I'm going to be real excited for the episode where we dive into your mind and just explore what's going on in there. Because
I don't think anybody's ready.
Sometimes, I mean, I sent you that one meme of Patrick where he's like, my mind is an enigma. It's like spilled milk. I'm Matt.
I'm Dylan.
And this is On a Tuesday?
On this episode, we discuss adaptation.
One thing I want to know about your mind and those beautiful blue eyes of yours is, what have they been watching?
Well, there's this one show that just came out on Netflix. It dropped Friday. What is Friday?
What is Friday?
May 7th. Friday, May 7th. That's when
it's not a Tuesday, that's for sure.
And it came out. It's called Jupiter's Legacy. It is.
Never heard of it.
It's based on a comic book.
Oh.
And it's done.
It's an adaptation. Wink, wink. Nod, nod.
Yes. But it's done by the guy, I think, who did the Kingsman movies.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I think I have to double check, but I'm pretty sure it is. And so basically, it follows this group of like 6 people. It goes back and forth between like present day and then this group of people in the 1920s, 1929, who go on this expedition and get superpowers. So they get their superpowers in like 1929, and they become the first superheroes, right?
Uh-huh.
And then in present day, they're like regarded as these like really great, heroes. Everybody loves them. And,
it's like Wonder Woman.
I mean, yeah. I mean, it's kind of like that, except they actually age, where Wonder Woman like doesn't age. But they're like they look like they're 70s, but I'm pretty sure they're like rocking over 100 now.
Sheesh.
But they have kids, right? And they're like, it's in the process of them trying to pass the torch onto them, but there's this code that these superheroes have gone by for the past like 80s and 90 years or whatever, and like they remind you of this code in every episode. And one of the main rules is like, heroes don't kill, even though the villains are straight up murking these heroes.
Are the villains like immortal too, or whatever, or not immortal, but like from the 20s?
No, I don't want to say anything.
You don't want to spoil anything?
I don't want to spoil anything because there's a lot of working parts here.
Have you read the comic?
I haven't. I just found out about this like a month ago, and then it finally came out yesterday, and I watched it, binged it. It was insanely interesting. But yeah, so like they're struggling with this, a lot of different moving parts of like how the new generation wants to like kind of abandon this code because this new killing rule isn't working because these villains are adapting and they're just straight up murking these heroes. And it's like, okay, if we're getting our butts kicked, is it okay? So there's a lot of working parts to it, and a lot of it's about legacy, probably why it's called Jupiter's Legacy. But really, really interesting stuff. It has Josh Duhamel.
Don't know who that is.
Josh Duhamel. You remember the first Transformers movie and the second one and the third one? He was the main army guy.
Shia LaBeouf?
No, he was the army dude.
Oh, yeah, I like that guy. I know. Yeah. Safe Haven.
Yes. Josh Duhamel, Leslie Bibb. She was do you remember the first Iron Man, the news reporter that
Yeah.
She's in it. And then our boy Anakin Skywalker, not
Old Hayden?
No, not him. Matt Lanter.
Ah, the voice. Nice.
The voice of Anakin Skywalker. They're all in it. Really interesting. Really highly recommend. I give it like 3 to 3.5 out of 5 stars.
Is this the whole season that dropped that you watched?
There's like 8 episodes, and like episodes range from like 30
so
minutes.
They're still coming out?
Yeah. Well, no, the whole thing's dropped.
Oh, okay.
8 episodes. Episodes range from like 30 to 56 minutes, somewhere in there. It's good stuff. It's interesting.
Did you ever watch The Old Guard?
I didn't. I don't know.
It kind of reminds me of that. Old Guards were like, speaking of being immortal,
this is why I brought up the immortality thing, because like it just seemed to play a role.
Yeah, it's about like these immortals who've like lived on like lived for forever. How long? Mm-hmm. Like they were back around during like the Crusades and stuff, and they're basically like people who have like changed history like throughout history, and just like this group of fighting. Like it's a really, really cool movie. Charlize Theron is in it.
Huh.
I'll
probably tie back to that in a little bit as we discuss.
That is a film adaptation, and I probably should have put that on my list. Spoiler alert: I did not put the sequel for that on my list. For our main topic this evening, but we'll get to our main topic later.
Anyway, what else? What have you been watching?
I just started *Handmaid's Tale* season 3 or 4. 5. I don't remember.
One of the seasons.
Whatever the new season that just dropped. Have you watched *Handmaid's Tale* at all?
I have not. I've heard good things, but I don't know if I'm ready for it. I've heard it's like
messed up show.
Yeah, I've heard.
Yeah, this is season 4 that we're on right now, and so this like the latest episode or like the episode 3 that we just watched, like already it's just messed up. Like something that happened. It was like, man, like there's so many things in this show where like you're just like, oh my god, like they actually just did that, or like, oh, like they just rip your. Not even your heart, just like your organs. Like it just feels like literally like it's so messed up. But it's a really, really good show. So me and Jen just started watching that. I've continued. I'm slowly watching Boruto. Have you like?
Still in the process.
Did you just stop watching Naruto? Because we need to do our Naruto episode at some point.
Dude, I watched 7 seasons in like a week. Okay, I need a break. Okay, you go that hard, you get tired.
Once you start Shippuden, dude, you're gonna be like, oh yeah, okay, this is dope.
I'm like easing my way back into it. Like I just watched a couple episodes yesterday, and
are you still on original Naruto? Have you finished that?
Yeah. I know you said I could skip.
I told you, just skip like the last 2 seasons, man. It's like
no. I'll watch it all or nothing. Okay,
it's really not worth it.
It's all or nothing. Okay.
I watched like an episode, or no, I watched like a couple episodes after that. But honestly, yeah, I feel like I'm still trying to unpack. If you're watching this on YouTube, you can see that I still have all my stuff everywhere, and I'm still trying to unpack. I've put up some posters, but like this is taking forever just to unpack.
That is true. Matt's life is in shambles. There's also something else that we have been watching. At least I've been watching. I don't know if you've been watching it. I assume you've been watching it. It's on Disney Plus.
Wait. Okay. I'm gonna ask you something.
It's a little show in a galaxy far, far away.
Did the second episode drop?
Oh my god. I guess we can't talk about it now. Guess we can't.
Did it drop? Did the second one drop?
It did.
Oh man. I haven't watched the second episode yet, Dylan.
I guess we're saving our Bad Batch breakdown.
No. We can watch the first episode. I watched the first episode.
But you didn't watch the second episode. The second episode.
Does this drop every
Friday?
Friday?
Yeah.
Then how come the first episode dropped on May the 4th?
Because it was made the 4th. What the heck do you expect them?
All right, we'll just pause this. We're just gonna pause this episode of On a Tuesday. I'm gonna watch it, and then we're gonna come right back. No, I'm just kidding. We won't do that. I think we should talk about the first episode.
I really want to talk about the second episode, but we guess we could do that next.
We'll do a 2-in-1 next week. Sorry, viewers, I did not know that this dropped already.
Can't believe you did this. But okay, first episode.
Oh my God, my computer just like crashed.
First episode. What were your thoughts? Did you like it? Did you not like it?
First episode?
Yes. The 75-minute premiere.
The first thing is I got onto Disney Plus. It was like 10:30, and I was like, all right, I'm ready to watch this first 20-minute probably episode of the Battle Batch. And it turns out that it's like a freaking movie, and it's like an hour 20. I had no idea.
They announced this like weeks before.
I don't pay attention to that. I just know that Bad Batch was coming out.
Okay, I guess I gotta start sending you updates every now and then.
They're gonna be like, "Hey, did you watch Bad Batch? It's an hour and 40 minutes."
Yeah.
There wasn't a post-credit scene, was there?
No, there wasn't actually. I went through each episode making sure. But
I really liked it actually. I feel like I wasn't. Were you super excited for this?
I mean, my excitement level wasn't like through the roof like it was for Clone Wars Season 7.
Yeah.
But like, I was still pretty hyped about it. I was excited for it. It's Star Wars.
It's Star Wars, so it's cool. Like, yeah, we're gonna be excited for it. I wasn't like, oh yeah, this is gonna be my new favorite show ever. But I watched it, and I thought it was pretty good.
I liked it. I liked it a lot. I can't believe we just watched Order 66 get executed for a third time. Again.
I had a feeling they were going to do it, and I was like...
I mean...
It's just tough, man. Every time you see it, it's tough.
Well, it was especially tough this time because it was our boy Kanan Jarrus.
Yeah, you got to see last week we talked about it, man. He's one of your favorite characters of all time. We got to see your boy Caleb Dune
as a young Padawan, and he straight up watched his master just get murked right there.
Was it Freddie Prinze who was doing the voice still?
It was, yeah. They brought.
It was so weird to see a child with the voice of Freddie Prinze Jr. I'll tell you what. I was like, this just feels weird.
It really does because I mean, especially after he voiced him in Rebels.
It was like, so weird, dude.
I just kept imagining like
it didn't even sound like he was trying to like talk like a kid or anything. He was just like he was just a grown adult. Like Freddie Prinze Jr. is like 40-some years old or something. And Caleb's like, what, 12?
He's just like, I'm sorry, I can't. He's just... He's just like, master.
Dude, it was ridiculous. Like that was the thing with Caleb where I was like, why did they could have recast her? He could have like tried to put on a little kid voice or something.
It took me out of it too, but it was like, it's so funny that you mentioned it because I just imagine him just like in the theater, just like, master.
And then Dave Filoni's like, hey Freddie, remember he's 12. He's 12 now. He's 12. Oh yeah, my bad. Sorry.
He tries it again. He's like, master, and just like slightly less deep. But yeah, that was a little odd. I'm glad that they brought him back though. That was pretty cool. But,
I saw people complaining that they changed they changed like the canon story as far as like how Kanan like how his master died and stuff, and like because they had a comic about it and like that explained it, and I guess this is different than the comic. I personally like if they want to change it, they could change. Dave Filoni can do whatever the heck he wants. He could like
Dave Filoni is like a god with Star Wars lore. He gave us the Clone Wars. He gave us Rebels. He's given us this now. He also worked on the Mandalorian. He knows what he's doing. Don't ever doubt him. If he wants to change some stuff up, let him change some stuff up.
I mean, I feel like what I saw was like the TV shows and the movies are like what you should go by. Like comics are just like side stuff. Like they are like canon, but like they could change later. Like that's fine. It's not a big deal.
I mean, I think it worked in this sense, changing it up, because it gave the show some emotional weight going forward, because
we already knew him.
While the rest of the clones were just, they flipped their switch and they were ready to kill we saw the Bad Batch. They were just as confused as Caleb Dune.
It's a cool idea that they use that as like the way to make this show as like, I think we've wondered in Clone Wars what happens to the clones after Order 66, because it's never really been explained.
That is one of the things that I'm excited for them, and
they have to go into it. Like there's no way that they don't go into it.
Because at some point they switched from clones to just drafting people into so I'm really curious to see, because it happens at some point. It happens, I think, in between Bad Batch and Rebels. We know that.
Yeah. That so like the soldiers start like something must have happened to the clones. I don't know if they get like eradicated, if they just become normal people. I mean, we saw like Rex and all them in Rebels that they were chilling and they were old, but like that was just like a few of them who took their chips out.
If you watched episode 2, you would see a familiar face.
Oh yeah.
I'm not gonna spoil it, but familiar face from one of the episodes of the Clone Wars.
Whoops. Is it one of your favorite characters?
No.
Okay.
He gets mentioned. But
someone else who we got to see in the first episode was our boy Saw Gerrera.
Saw Gerrera.
The guy who we could not remember his name last episode.
Until the end of the podcast. Yeah. I remember.
That was really cool to see him. I just love how they've just thrown Saw Gerrera in everything since he was in Rogue One. They
really have. I mean,
every little thing that he was in Rebels, he's been in Clone Wars, he's been in Rogue One.
He was in Clone Wars first.
Yeah, he started in Clone Wars.
Yeah, so he started in Clone Wars, and then they're like, let's bring this dude to Rogue One. So they brought him to Rogue One, and then
they put him in.
Was Rebels also before Rogue One?
Rebels was after Rogue One.
Was it?
Yep. The Rogue One came out, and then Rebels came out, and they put. It was like around the same time.
It's all very similar.
It was like Rogue One was coming out, and then they started showing like previews of Saw Gerrera in Rebels.
Okay.
They put him in Jedi Fallen Order. They put him in.
Did they put him in Fallen?
Yeah.
I haven't played it in a while, so it's.
I remember whenever they go to the Wookiee planet and stuff, and like
that's right.
Yeah, he's been in everything since like he was in Rogue One, but it's always cool to see him. He's always great. Paul Gullet.
I always love seeing him.
Knows all. So now we're focused on these Bad Batch characters. What do you think of these Bad Batch guys? Like, do you like these as your main characters?
I like Hunter. He's probably my favorite.
Hunter's cool. I think it's funny that he's
Echo?
literally just a clone of Rambo. Like
He's
literally
Rambo.
just Rambo.
He's literally just
Like they didn't
Rambo.
even try to change like
They were just like okay,
Rambo.
what if we make a clone Rambo? And they were just like, I like where you're going with it. Let's
So you're
roll
saying
with it.
like we do like a red bandana, right? It's like, yeah, of course, yeah.
face paint on half it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, just Rambo.
We're in
I said
agreement.
Rambo. Let's do Rambo. Yeah.
And they're like, okay, we just wanted to make sure. But I really like Hunter. Echo isn't too bad. I mean,
Echo's fine.
I think Hunter's the one that they've really given the like.
He's the lead. I mean, he's the lead.
They've really given him the lead.
I love Wrecker. Wrecker's great.
He kind of gets on my nerves.
I love him. I loved him I remember in the last season of Clone Wars, whenever Wrecker came out, I was like, I like that guy. He's a lot of fun. And he continues to be fun to me.
He can kind of be annoying, but so can some of the others.
I like Crosshair. Crosshair's cool.
Crosshair. I definitely want to see more development.
I mean, look, like this is like fresh characters that we're just gonna see like get more and more into their backstory and what their feels, you know, feels. Yes. But dude, that part whenever Hunter threw up the knife and then Crosshair shot it and
right
it hit
into
the
the
droid. That was so cool.
I remember watching that and I was like, oh my god! I was like, I can't wait to talk with Matt about that because it was just so like the precision. I love that knife too. That knife is really cool.
Yeah, they got a vibro blade going.
Yes.
We also got to see Tarkin in this episode.
We did, and we also got introduced to a new clone.
Yeah, Omega. Yeah, what do you think of Omega?
I love her. She's cool.
Yeah.
I think she's definitely poised to be. I think she can be one of my favorite characters if they do.
Really?
Yes, because
I thought she was fine. I thought she was kind of annoying.
There's something interesting about her. There's something that we don't fully know about. I know
What are your predictions? What are your predictions?
I know you added me on Twitter with the whole Snoke.
That was just a joke. It was a joke.
I know. But there's definitely something. Again, if you had watched episode 2,
which I haven't.
It's not really a spoiler, but somebody makes a point saying that the Kaminoans always have a reason to make a clone. There's always a reason. So
I'm gonna make a prediction and say that she's force sensitive.
I'm starting to wonder that as well.
Force sensitive clone.
Because there was that moment in the first episode where she accurate shot. It was like very accurate.
Yeah.
And like Hunter was like, how did you do that? And she was just like, just lucky shot. So something about her. There's something that they're not quite telling us that we will explore. But I just love her attitude. I just love it. She just like
Obi-Wan says there's no such thing as luck, you know. It's just the Force, man. And I would bet money that she's Force sensitive.
I'm gonna go with you on that one. I'm with you on that one because there's something about her that they haven't revealed yet, and I'm really curious.
How does episode 1 end? Is it are they on the run?
They go on the run without Crosshair. I think is going to be
Crosshair's hunting them. Yeah,
because they messed with his.
Because he's the only one that's got the chip in his brain.
Yeah,
or at least that it works.
Yeah, so I'm really curious to see what they're gonna do, but yeah, I'm curious to see how Omega, her story folds out, because I mean, like I said, I love her attitude. It's great. She just like she's ready to roll. That scene in the cafeteria where she just like throws the food at him, and then like they're all ready to.
I like to Crosshair like frisbeed that one into that guy's chest. It's like Jesus.
I just love how well she fits with the group, because like she was like it didn't matter that she was like a whole like 4 feet shorter than these clones.
She's
right?
a child.
She just like she was ready to go, and then like they were ready to like fight the rest of the clones. And then they started walking off, and then Wrecker is just like, you know what? Let's do this. And then he starts that whole chapter.
Love Wrecker. So. Wrecker's the best.
Love it.
But yeah, sorry I didn't watch episode 2.
Yeah,
I will watch it probably after we get done recording.
You better. I guess I'm gonna have to like just remind you, like, hey, guess what? New episode of.
I didn't know. Okay, I didn't know it was every Friday because they released it on Tuesday. So I was like, oh, are they just doing
Tuesdays?
Tuesdays?
Gonna be on a Tuesday?
I thought maybe it wasn't. We were just gonna be screwed every week, and we'd be a week behind.
No. It's like what happened with episode 9 and that episode of Mandalorian. Remember the episode of Mandalorian was supposed to come out. It was coming out on Fridays.
That was a long time ago, Dylan. I don't remember that far.
Brief recap. Mandalorian episode started coming out Fridays. Episode 9 was coming out on a Friday. So they released the episode on a Wednesday because it had, Grogu using the Force healing. And they said that was going to be like a major plot point or whatever. And then it kind of was a major plot point.
I think you're right. So that's why. I'll watch that. Do you have anything else?
I mean,
before we hop into our main topic?
I was kind of hoping to take a quick little segue before our main topic.
Yeah, go ahead.
And just maybe kind of briefly, we got a lot of interesting superhero news this past week.
Lay it on me, Dylan. I probably haven't heard anything about it.
I mean, we got the reveal of Captain Marvel sequel.
Yes, I did ask you about that. The Marvels.
You did. So
what are you thinking? Captain Marvel and Ms. Marvel together in a movie?
Did you not know that they were going to be in the movie together?
No.
Oh my god. How much did you not know? I mean,
look, I just watch the movies. I don't go.
I'm gonna have to start just sending you a bunch of articles.
Oh God, please don't.
So Miss Marvel was gonna be in the movie before.
Okay.
This was planned. Okay.
When's the Miss Marvel show coming out? Because I'm excited for that.
It's coming out this year. It's supposed to come out this year.
I'm excited for that.
Monica Rambeau, in case you didn't know, from WandaVision, is also going to be in the Marvels.
Go watch our WandaVision episode to find out more about Monica Rambeau and how much I thought she was fine.
Okay. We also got the reveal of the Black Panther sequel.
Yeah, Wakanda Forever. What do you think?
Well, let me just say that I was tearing up a little bit whenever I was like watching that reveal trailer, because like not only did we get Stan giving a nice, voiceover and like hitting deep in the
I'm gonna be honest with you, I watched that trailer with the audio off, so I have no idea what was going on.
Oh boy.
I just watched just to like see stuff.
Go back and watch it because it was really nicely done.
Touching.
Yeah. So not only did they have Stan Lee, but then they revealed the title, and with the unfortunate passing of Chadwick Boseman last year, it really hits home. But it's a fitting title.
I think it's a fitting title. I will say, like, I think everybody's a little tired of the Wakanda Forever thing, but like also it is a fitting title.
It is. And
I'm really curious to see how they're gonna handle that, man.
Yeah, it's gonna be tough. It's gonna that movie. It's gonna have a tribute to Chadwick, and I'm not ready for it whatsoever. It's next year. It's like a year and a half away, and I already know I'm gonna be bawling my eyes out.
Yeah.
But speaking about, we were talking about Immortals, earlier, to start the podcast, and we got like 10 seconds.
We got 10 seconds. We saw some Angelina Jolie
of the Eternals, which is Marvel's immortal beings come to Earth, watching us mess up our lives for thousands of years.
Thanks a lot, Eternals. Thanks for helping.
Thanks for helping out. But we only got a couple seconds. But
out of the couple seconds, I thought it looked cool.
I would agree. It's pretty interesting stuff. I loved the way they looked.
Uh-huh.
But and then I think that was all in terms of Marvel news. But then we also got the news that they are going to make a new Superman movie, and he's going to be black, and it's going to be Clark Kent. Clark Kent Kal-El is going to be black.
I did not hear this at all.
Yeah,
I remember there were rumors that they wanted to do my favorite actor of all time, Michael B. Jordan, as Superman.
There were talks, but
is this something completely different?
They announced it the other day. They're gonna make Clark Kent Kal-El black. I assume it's because they don't want to be called racist anymore. But look, I'm just gonna lay it out here. It seems real, and a lot of people were saying it on Twitter too. But it seems really suspicious that Ray Fisher calls them out for being toxic and racist on the Justice League set. They investigate, say there's nothing wrong, take away his Cyborg movie, take him out of the Flash movie, okay, right? And then that article, I don't know if you read it. It was last month, but it broke. It came out that there was like a lot of stuff that Joss Whedon threatened Gal Gadot's career, which just got confirmed on Twitter. I literally looked before our podcast. So Joss Whedon also threatened Gal Gadot's career. There was also news that have you heard of that show Krypton? I've not watched it, but
I've heard of it. Yeah.
So it was.
Does that still on?
No, it got canceled after 2 seasons. But
that's good.
That the premise of that show was it focused on
it was
Superman's grandfather. Somebody with one of Superman's enemies went back in time. And was going to kill Superman's grandfather, and I think it was when they were
why
casting
grandfather?
it,
why not his dad?
Don't know, but they were casting. It was during the casting part. They were looking for somebody to play his grandfather, and I think the main dude in Bridgerton, which you've watched,
love that show.
I think they were like.
I want to see that guy in everything now. That guy's sick.
They were discussing casting him as Superman's grandfather, and Jeff Johns,
cast him as Superman. I'll watch it in a second.
They were like, discussing this, and Jeff Johns supposedly, who is like one of the big comic writers, and he's like kind of like he has a really big prominent role at DC. But they brought this up, and supposedly what the article said that he said. Basically, like Superman can't have a black grandfather, and it sparked this whole debate about race and all that. And
look, he's an alien.
Yeah, exactly. That was a lot of people's arguments. That was a lot of people's argument. But what I'm saying is, it feels suspicious that now they're kind of going out and they're just being like, "Hey, we're making Superman Clark Kent black."
Look, if they got a good story, and
I agree.
In my mind, like making Superman black, like it's not a big deal. In my mind, like the reason that they should do it is because they have an actor that they want to see as Superman who happens to be black. I don't think they should be like, oh yeah, we're making a black Superman, like just to be like, hey, he's black.
It's what it feels like they're doing.
I think that the whole point of it was all. Yeah, I always thought the point of it was that they wanted to because I remember hearing rumors that they wanted to do Michael B. Jordan as Superman for something, and then people were pissed off because he's black. I think that should be the thing. Like, choose the best actor. Like, that's it.
I never saw anybody really upset that Michael B. Jordan was because a lot of people wanted him to play. There's been a couple different versions of Superman. There's been 2 versions of Superman that have been black. One of them was Val Zod, who is from Earth 2. I think he's General Zod's son. Nice. And he's a black Superman. And a lot of people wanted Michael B. Jordan to play him. I really wanted him to play him, but like I said, it feels, and like I said, I saw it a lot on Twitter, but a lot of people were like, why would you do this whenever you have 2 black Superman, and you have John Stewart Green Lantern, who was almost in the Snyder Cut, but they also removed him from the Snyder Cut, which is suspicious. Not to mention them basically removing a lot of black people from the Justice League movies. I don't know. That's the debate that's going on.
I think I think my thing is just like, look, if they have a reason for it, if it's because that they have an actor that they really want, like that's fine. I don't think that they should announce it as like, hey, we're doing Black Superman. It should be like, hey, we cast Michael B. Jordan as Superman.
Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of in the same boat, but what I'm saying is, it feels very much
a little sus.
It feels very much like they're trying to be like, we're not racist, guys. Look, we're doing Black Superman, but
I mean, whatever it takes to change people, man. If that's what they got to do, then that's what they got to do.
I guess I'm just saying it's. Somebody at DC needs to be fired, and they need to rework their image better because right now they're not coming across.
Does that mean I have to pour one out for my boy Henry Cavill? Do you think we're ever going to see Henry Cavill at Superman again?
Probably not, since they announced the news that they were doing Black Superman on his birthday. They literally announced it on his birthday. Just rub
some salt in the wound.
Yeah, that's why I said WB Warner Brothers. Very sus with how they're trying to handle.
All right, now are you ready?
Yes.
To hop into all right, our main topic this week. Is this in honor of anything, or are we just doing it? I'm gonna say it's in honor of the new Tom Clancy movie that just came out, starring your boy
Michael B. Jordan,
favorite actor of all time.
One of the greats.
He is starring in a new movie called Without Remorse, I believe.
Yes.
I haven't seen it yet. Dylan probably hasn't seen it yet.
No, I have not.
We're doing an episode about adaptations. Books,
not
video
to
games,
be confused.
Comics.
Not to be confused with reboots, revivals, and remakes.
So a film adaptation is whenever you take something like a book or a comic or a game and you make it into a movie. Like, let's say Mortal Kombat. That was the film adaptation because you adapted it from a game to a movie. Yes. Similar to our reboots, remakes, and revivals episode, we're going to do... Are we doing top 5 for both, or are we just kind of winging it this time? Because
you know what, we're just gonna wing it.
All right, let's wing it.
Couldn't think of a lot of stuff. So
all right, let's just talk. We'll talk our top anticipated film adaptations to start. Do you want to start this one off, Dylan?
Sure. Are we just choosing?
We'll just go back and forth. We're not doing any there's no rankings. Okay. This is just us discussing upcoming adaptations, and then we're going to discuss adaptations that we would like to see.
Okay. A lot of mine are video game related. I could not for the life of me think of a book that has not been already adapted, whether it be good or bad. So a lot of mine are video games. So to kick it off, I'm just going to start with Halo.
Halo has been rumored to be adapted for years and years and years. Dude, Steven Spielberg was going to make a Halo movie at one point.
What? Really?
That was a fact. He was going to make a Halo. It was either a Halo movie or a Halo series, but it was like happening.
That's odd.
It's kind of it sucks because like that would be like such a great adaptation, but I feel like it's like it's in like production hell where it's just one of those things
never gonna happen.
It's just so hard to get out of once you get in there. But I am also I would love a Halo adaptation because I love the games. The games are great.
I never had an Xbox growing up, so I never played Halo. So
it's just got Master Chief, right?
It's always looked cool though. Like
so he's like a Spartan, which means he's about 10 feet tall or whatever, and he will kick you to the curb. And he has to go save the Halo rings or whatever, make them not get turned on so they don't blow up the universe or something like that. It's been a while since I watched Halo or played Halo.
is there home planet called Sparta?
No, I think it's called Earth.
Oh, well, that's kind of lame.
There's Spartans.
I was expecting the Spartan to be from Sparta.
I mean, look, maybe the project is. I haven't played her in a really long time. I just know he has a hologram named Cortana, and there's and
she's in our computers now.
Yeah, and now if you have Windows, you can use Cortana to look stuff up. Anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and give one of my most anticipated.
All right.
Look, over the quarantine, there was one shining light in my whole quarantine. Something that just really got me through it.
Does it involve ghosts? And
that was Ghost of Tsushima, the PS4 exclusive video game. Probably one of my, if not my favorite video game all time. Like right now, it definitely is.
I have not played it.
It'll probably drift away someday, but like right now, it's still fresh in my mind and I love it. They announced that the John Wick director, I believe, or maybe one of the stuntmen, I don't remember. But he will be working on a Ghost of Tsushima movie.
That is going to be action-packed.
and I am ecstatic. I think the best thing about Ghost is like
that's some samurai stuff, right?
It's all samurai stuff, man.
I'm all in. That's all you had to say. You just had to say
samurai ninja type. Like it's gonna be like Kurosawa. Like
I'm in.
There's literally a Kurosawa mode in Ghost of Tsushima. And it's just like this like beautiful, like just I can imagine like the beautiful landscapes and like it's a really like solid story.
Oh yeah.
God, just give it to me, man. Just give it to me.
I feel it.
I can't wait. You gotta play the game, man. I actually bought it for Jen's little sister for Christmas because I wanted more people to play it. And she liked it. She blew through it in like a month. Like
seriously, dang.
She's played like Red Dead Redemption and stuff.
Oh,
spoilers for the rest of my list. It's okay. I have it. We could talk about it.
No, that gave me an.
Or do you want to talk about it right now?
No,
you want to talk about it right now?
No.
Oh yeah, that's spoilers for the next part of our list. Anyway, next.
Yeah. I also have never played. Look, I have played a lot of games. Okay.
Yeah. You're gonna notice that me and Dylan haven't read many books. Okay, let's be honest here. So a lot of these are gonna be video games. I do have a couple books on here. One comic, one book. But just know that this is probably gonna be a lot of video games.
Well, that's because a lot of video games have good stories, you know.
They're just more. They're like what we like. Video games are usually big in scope, and
you know, I think one that has captivated audiences is Fallout.
Fallout, yeah.
I've never played it, but it has a fantastic following.
I love how your whole list is. I don't know what this is, but I'm excited to see it in a movie.
Well, I mean, like
I played a little bit of Fallout. It's basically like, I mean, look, it's nuclear holocaust.
Surviving in a nuclear fallout. That's what it is.
There was a nuke. People went into bunkers, and then they came out when the radioactivity stopped, and people had to remake civilization.
Yeah, and I think that's an interesting concept, and I'm excited to see it.
I think it would be really cool.
If done well, it could be great.
It's just like it's so funny, like. You think of the concept for that, and it seems like something that I'm sure there's been movies where it's like in a post-apocalyptic world, but I feel like it's never been done like in an epic type like feel, you know?
It's always been just survive, and that's the goal. It's never been like we got to go on an adventure after this nuclear fallout happened. You know?
But yeah, do you have any info as far as like what the development is on that?
No idea. Just made this list right before.
I think whenever I looked at it, Fallout was picked up to be an Amazon series, I believe.
Okay, I believe it. They have the money for it.
So
makes sense.
Yeah, man, I'm excited to see that come out.
Me too.
I'm gonna stick with. Actually, no, that's on my other list. Okay.
Just go pick and choose.
There's a movie with the crowned winner of the Ultimate Actor Showdown coming out this year. And that would be my boy Adam Driver.
Oh, okay.
He is starring in a movie with Lady Gaga.
Right.
And something called House of Gucci.
Right.
Have you heard of this film, Dylan?
I have. I'm surprised that I actually have, and I am excited for it.
This is based off a book.
A book, right. Not a video game. A book.
I'm going to be honest with you. I have no idea what this has to do with Gucci or anything, but it's directed by Ridley Scott. It's starring Adam Driver. It's got Lady Gaga.
You had me.
What else do I have to say? Have you seen the set photos for this?
I have. With the one where like Adam Driver and Lady Gaga are like right next to each other.
Yeah.
And like there's snowy Alps behind them.
Yeah.
It looks insane.
I've heard that Lady Gaga is just like having the time of her life on this set. And I'm all for it, I'm ready to just see them. I'm ready to just see them have a real good time. Tell you what.
They deserve it.
What you got next for me, Dylan? After that nice big yawn.
Sorry.
Look, it's late where Dylan's at, all right? Late on this Tuesday morning.
And I don't sleep very well, so. All right, next one. It's a little something called Metal Gear Solid. Never played it, but heard it's cool.
Dylan, I'm going to need you to find something that you have played or that you know what it's about.
We're getting there. Have patience, man.
Isn't there already a movie where somebody plays like Solid Snake and stuff?
It could be.
Isn't there a Metal Gear Solid movie?
They're right.
Because I want to say this is totally wrong. No, it's who played Solid Snake in a movie? Who's the guy?
Who's gonna play him? Oscar Isaac, our boy.
What? He is?
He's
playing Solid Snake?
I think. Yeah, look it up right now. You're looking it up right now. I'm pretty sure.
I'm looking for this. I'm looking for the Metal Gear Solid. Oh yeah, it's got Oscar Isaac on it right there.
Yeah.
Director Jordan Vogt Roberts.
That's a cool name.
It's gonna be produced by Columbia Pictures. Huh. Interesting. Yeah, I know nothing about the Metal Gear Solid franchise, but I know that it's very popular, and I know that people absolutely love it.
Mm-hmm.
I'd totally be down to see it. I think it's like military
spy
type, like military type stuff.
Military spy stuff, yeah.
I'm down. I'm down. Next one I got. I'm gonna try to not take one of yours.
Go ahead, do it.
I'm gonna go with. I don't know if you ever heard of something called Game of Thrones.
I see. I wasn't sure if we could include that.
I talked about it with Jen, and she said it counts. House of the Dragon is the spin-off for Game of Thrones. It's based off of the prequels, the prequel books. I forget what the prequel books are called in the Game of Thrones ones. I think it's like Fire and Blood or something like that.
It's probably something like that.
But this takes place before Game of Thrones. We got a lot of set photos. Yeah, it's House Targaryen. It's all about the dragon stuff.
Oh yeah.
We got some set photos this week that show them off. They're in production. Like this is gonna come out real soon.
Yep.
I don't know if I don't think it's this year. I think it's got to be like next year.
I think it's next year.
But we're gonna get some CGI dragons, man.
Do you think I should do what I did for Game of Thrones and literally wait until the week it's about to end and then just binge the entire show?
No.
Okay. All right. I just thought.
Me and Jen watched Game of Thrones pretty late. Like it had already aired whenever we watched Game of Thrones. So
my friend Nick, he kept telling me I gotta watch it, and everybody. My old roommates are like, you gotta watch it. And then like literally the week before it ended, I was like, I'm gonna start my free trial and I'm gonna watch it. And I literally just spent like the whole week just like I'd go through like a season in a week and I was just like blah 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 blah. And then I watched like the last episode. I got caught up like an hour before the last episode aired, and then like I grabbed like Whataburger for dinner, and then I like came back to my apartment. And I was like,
you slept for a week.
No, and then I watched it, and then after that, I was like, all right, I need to sleep because.
Did you off subject? Did you like season 8?
There were some things that could have been done way better. I did not.
It was rushed, but I thought it was really good. I'm in the minority, but I liked it a lot.
There were things that I thought were cool. I thought the battle was it the Battle of Winterfell? I think.
Yeah.
I thought that episode.
The longest night or whatever.
Yeah, the longest night. I thought that was really cool. It was way too dark.
I don't understand. I didn't see that. Y'all need better TVs.
I mean, I watched it on my phone where I could turn the brightness like all the way up. So maybe that helped. But it was very dark. I did like that episode. I thought that episode was cool, just seeing everybody fighting and all the dragon stuff and all that. But overall, it was a very meh kind of season. Did not like Bran the Broken becoming. I mean,
spoilers.
Should have been my
spoilers.
boy. Look, it's been for like 2 years. We are approaching the 2-year anniversary of it concluding.
Anybody that wants to go watch Game of Thrones, do not let people discourage you that it ends bad. I'm not even going to watch it.
It's bad. It's not.
Go watch the show. It's a great show.
It's a mediocre ending.
What about the show? How's the show?
Overall, the show is great. Seasons 1 through 7, wow. Season 8, could have been better. But, whatever. To each their own. Anyway, time for my pick.
Give me your pick, Dylan. Go ahead and keep talking. I'm going to look for a cord for my headphones because it's beeping at me.
Okay, so for my next pick, it's gonna be a little something called The Last of Us. Another game I haven't played, but I've heard it's amazing.
Dylan, I don't even know. I don't know what to do with you.
Most of my list for anticipated stuff, for anticipated adaptations, I haven't seen.
I left The Last of Us for you, so that you could take it because I knew it was on your list.
It's on my list. I have one more.
It's getting created by Craig Mazin, who did Chernobyl. Did you ever watch Chernobyl?
It's on my list. I need to watch it.
That's a good show.
It looked insane whenever it first came out.
Really like sad and messed up, and you're just like, man, like humanity sucks.
I believe it.
Humanity is both great and sucks.
What if he like just launches off into The Last of Us from where Chernobyl ends?
I know. It turns out that Last of Us was created by Chernobyl.
Yeah.
But
no, yeah, I haven't played it. I've heard it's great. I haven't played a lot of games. Okay,
I guess he's a really big fan of the games. Like he was really? Like, well, that's really exciting. Like he loves the games.
That is very exciting.
I actually listened to it. He has a podcast that I actually listen to. It's called Script Notes.
We should have him come on here. Two guys who just started a podcast like 2 months ago, and who don't really have a lot of followers.
I'll shoot him an email.
Yeah, be like, hey. But yeah, no. So far, I'm digging the cast. We have Pedro Pascal, who is impossible to hate. Gotta love him. We have the girl from Game of Thrones. I forgot her name.
The girl from Game of Thrones. Which girl?
Yeah, the one. She was like super young, but she was like the ruler of like that one region. She was like 10 years old. She was like 10 years old, dude.
Is she in other things?
I don't know. I've only really seen her in Game of Thrones.
Hold on, let me look up the
look
Last
her
of
up.
Us cast.
You'll probably recognize her face. How is it that I watched this in like a week span? I watched Game of Thrones in a week span.
Oh,
and I
Bella Ramsey. Oh, yeah. I remember her. Yeah, she's the one that fought with the Winterfell people.
I watched this in a week and I remember her. I watched this in a week 2 years ago and I remember it better than you did.
We should do a Game of Thrones episode.
We should. That'd be
Dude, I love Game. Oh man, I love Game of Thrones. All right, do you want to talk about your last one together? Because
is it your number one?
Is it Uncharted? Is that your last one? Yeah, let's talk Uncharted.
I've actually played Uncharted.
You've played Uncharted? I
have.
You've played it?
I love
what?
It. I started out of order though.
I haven't played Uncharted.
Oh Matt, jeez, what are we gonna do with you, boy? You just keep all these games you haven't played. Blah, 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 blah. I actually started playing Uncharted with the second game. I was living on base in Lemoore, and we have this thing called the Navy Exchange, and it's kind of like your own little like shopping center on the base. They had a little gaming department. I remember I went back there, and I saw this game, Uncharted 2, and I was like, I don't know what this is, but it looks intense.
Is that a Naughty Dog game?
And he's he's hanging off a train that's like hanging over a cliff, and I'm like, you know what? This looks interesting.
This is like another one that's been rumored for God knows how long.
It's been rumored, but it's in production. It's like been filming.
Yeah, it's like it was. Yeah, it's like totally like it's happening.
But it had been rumored
like for the longest time, it was like
such a long time.
Chris Pratt's gonna be Nathan Drake.
Ew, no.
Are we just like, what happened to Chris Pratt? How come everybody hates him now?
I don't hate him. It's just I'm not a fan.
You don't like him?
I'm not a fan of some of the stuff that I've heard.
Yeah, I've heard some stuff.
Yeah, some stuff, and it's just like
But yeah, now we got our boy Tom Holland, another MCU alum.
I mean, we probably could have found somebody else to play it, but sure.
You don't like Tom Holland as Nathan Drake?
I love it. Okay.
I know you love Tom Holland, but do you like the casting?
I think it could work because this is a young Nathan Drake, but I'm curious about whenever if they choose to make this, a series going forward, and they want to focus on him in the future. Like as he's older, is it still gonna be Tom Holland, or is it gonna be they're gonna try to recast the role? Because as far as I know, this is gonna be like young Nathan Drake. This is what the Uncharted movie is going to be.
I honestly because I don't really know. I don't know how old Nathan Drake's supposed to be. So
he's supposed to be like in his 30s or something like that. In the games, he's like in his 30s, I believe, 30s, 40s, something like that. So, and this is supposed to be, the movie's supposed to be young Nathan Drake. So I'm assuming it's probably like teenage, because Tom Holland can still pass as a teenager. So like that's my thing. It's just, as if they want to like focus on the character aging up, are they gonna still have Tom Holland? Because I can't imagine Tom Holland looking any older than what he does right now.
We've talked about this, that like it's so hard to like think of Tom Holland like playing these like adult 40s, roles, like
as
he looks like a child.
Yeah, even though he's like our age. I don't.
Can he grow a beard? We don't really know.
He looks like he's just perpetually. He could be a high schooler. Like
12.
Really, yes. So I don't know. That's my concern, but I'm excited for this movie.
I'm excited for it just because from what I understand of Uncharted, it's like, isn't it like Indiana Jonesy?
Yeah, you gotta play the games. The games are fun because like it basically is Indiana Jones, except he's not afraid to shoot a gun if he's gotta like save his life.
Indiana Jones wasn't afraid to shoot a gun.
That's true. He shot the dude in the first movie. I was just thinking of Indiana Jones with the whip and never using the gun. He's always just using it.
He really didn't use it enough, I'll tell you what.
The
didn't
whip?
use the gun enough.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the whip.
No, he should have just shot more people. It would have gotten through all that stuff a lot quicker.
Well, the movies would have been like 30 minutes. Like,
all right, I think we're through with all our most anticipated.
Yes.
Now, this next list is stuff that Dylan actually knows about.
This is stuff I want to see.
Because it's stuff he wants to see, so that means that he's played it or he's seen it.
Or read it.
Do you want to start off or you want me to start? I go first? You go first?
You start first.
At some point here, I might have to I'm going to give you a signal like this when my headphones die, and then I'm going to switch my headphones. Deal?
Sure.
Lit.
Okay. You go first.
My first one, I'm going to do something that I know is not on your list. At least I assume. A video game, of course. A little something called
Mario.
That was already made. It's already been made.
That's true.
I didn't count it. It was so funny. Jen said that. She was like, all I can think of, because she was trying to help me think of stuff. And she's like, all I can think of is like Mario. I'm like, dang, you want to see a Mario game or a movie?
Oh boy.
I'm going to show her the 80s version.
No. Oh boy. Actually, do it. That'd be funny.
The one that I want to see is an Elder Scrolls movie. I want to see Skyrim or like. So like great. Elder Scrolls for me is Skyrim. Like when I think Elder Scrolls, I think of Skyrim. I played a little bit of Elder Scrolls Online. And I liked it, but I just want to see that world. I would like to see just like the Skyrim game be adapted, because I think the Dragonborn story was just like
be like Game of Thrones, but with more.
It's like, Game of Thrones. It's Lord of the Rings. It's like
it's basically
It's a different story, but it's like the same kind of world.
Boy, I can't believe I didn't think of that.
Dude, just think of like all the different like you played Skyrim, right?
I did. I never beat the game. I only played probably a very small fraction of what the actual game
Just think
was.
of like all the thumbs, all the like voice things that he could do. Like, because you know how he does like the fire breath and he does like the type stuff. I want to see that. Dragons.
It's so much fun because like
skeletons.
That game was a lot of fun. I only played it for very fraction of what it was, but I remember I would go into people's houses and I'd loot their stuff, and then I remember one day I got a bounty and you could just be walking through the forest and all of a sudden it's just
a cop shows up.
No, it's just really dun, 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 dun.
Yeah.
The music just starts. It's what the heck's happening? And then
I'm getting attacked by a wolf.
Yeah, so that's a good choice. That's some
there was a point in my life in high school when Jen used to complain that I spent more time with my wife on Skyrim than I did with her. My wife's name was Lydia.
Did you ever accidentally call Jen Lydia?
That would be... No. Let's move on.
You did, didn't you?
What's next? No, I never did. What's next?
That'd be funny. You mentioned it in our last category there, but Red Dead Redemption.
Yeah, that's on my list.
I just put it on my list because I can't believe I didn't think about that.
Would you go Red Dead 1 or Red Dead 2 to start? Have you played Red Dead 2?
Yeah, but your question is tricky because there was a PlayStation game called Red Dead, and then there was Red Dead Redemption for the PlayStation 3, and then now there's Redemption 2. So,
what?
Yeah.
I thought it went Red Dead Redemption 2. I didn't know there was a Red Dead.
There was a Red Dead. Look it up right now. There's a Red Dead.
I'm looking it up. Never even heard of it.
It was like a PlayStation.
Is it James Marsden?
No, it was like a PlayStation 2 game. And a lot of people didn't really remember it.
Are you sure it's the same thing?
No.
Red Dead Revolver?
Yeah.
Oh,
Red Dead Revolver.
So this, I didn't know Red Dead was based off of like something else.
Mm-hmm. So there was the Red Dead Revolver was the first game. Red Dead Redemption.
I did not know that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
The more you know.
Didn't know that either till like I was in high school.
It's a 2004 game.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
What the heck? I'm going to have to go back and play this.
Yes. But
it's got James Marsden.
To answer your question, I think I would choose Red Dead Redemption 2. I like that dude a lot more.
I love
Arthur Morgan.
Yeah, Arthur Morgan. I love James Marsden.
He's fun.
I think it would be. There's something about the way that like the second game like there's something about the way that it builds on the first game that I think you could do it either way and it would work well either way, just because I think that it's weird how they're such separate stories but like they're so connected,
intertwined.
I think I like the second one more as far as just like the story and stuff.
It's more fun, I feel like. More stuff to do.
But what I would want is an Undead Nightmare movie at some point.
That was that was a fun add-on.
Dude, the Undead Nightmare game was sick. So we just get a zombie version of that. Like, just like, who cares? Why not?
I remember I would just like hang out on the rooftop and like I would just snipe the zombies as they came. It was just so dumb but so fun. But Red Dead Redemption, yes.
Red Dead's a good one. I'm gonna go next. Is that okay with you?
Yeah, it's fine.
No one else wants to go next? I'm gonna go with a comic book that you haven't read, but I have. It's something called Saga. I don't know how many people have read this comic book. I would bet money that no one who's listening has read Saga. It's actually pretty popular though.
I've seen it in the stores at Barnes and Noble. I've seen it before.
It's basically about like these two like alien races who are like they're at war all the time. They hate each other, and two of the people, it's kind of like Romeo and Juliet, where like two of the people like from each side fall in love and they have a baby. Whoa. And it's basically them running away,
trying to protect the kid,
trying to protect the baby. But it's like, this is like the most graphic novel I've ever seen, where it's just like boobs and heads blowing up, and
that's probably
like,
why they call it a graphic novel.
This is a graphic novel. Like this is a graphic. But dude, the story is like very amazing. I don't want to like spoil anything. There's like this robot prince guy who's like chasing them. He's really cool. Just a lot of like really cool visual stuff. I actually heard somewhere where like the creators made it so that they wanted it so that like it's unadaptable, like they don't want it turned into a movie, so they made it just so crazy and out there that like no one would want to do that. But like, yeah, I would want to see it. Like I think it'd be cool.
I mean, we've had The Boys and we've had Invincible adapted, so it's
insane, dude. It's probably, I think it's worse than like either of those. It's more graphic and stuff.
Okay, maybe it won't. Yeah, maybe
it's weird. It's like weird graphic. Like where it's like, whoa, you put that on a page.
Maybe it won't get it.
There's a birthing scene where you see everything.
That is okay. All right.
Let's move on to the next one. What's your next one?
I don't have very many, but definitely Sly Cooper. Did you ever play Sly Cooper?
Have I played Sly Cooper? Dylan, Sly Cooper was a giant part of my childhood. Same. I don't think I played all of them, but I played Sly 3 over and over and over. I think it's Sly 3.
Oh boy, that's the one where they like go and they recruit a bunch of different.
Yeah, Sly Cooper 3. Wait, is it Sly 3?
I know there's Sly
Maybe it's
Cooper
2.
I know there's Sly Cooper and the Thievius Raccoonus, which is the first one.
I think it's Sly 2.
Sly Cooper and Band of Thieves.
Yeah, no, I didn't play Band of Thieves. Scratch that. Or no, I played Band of Thieves. I did not play Sly Cooper 3. I played Sly Cooper 2.
What is Sly Cooper 3?
Sly Cooper 3 is the one where they recruit people, like you're saying.
Yeah, what's it titled, though?
Sly Cooper 3, Honored Among Thieves.
Honor Among Thieves. I never played the fourth one. The fourth one is the only one I never played. And I'm kind of sad.
Yeah, I played Sly 2 on repeat. Me and my brother and I don't know if my sister ever played it, but like you're up against Clockwork. Like they're trying to build Clockwork back.
They're trying to rebuild Clockwork.
You got
that was my.
You remember that where you dance with what's her face?
Carmelita Fox.
Yeah, where you have to do the tango.
Yeah.
Why was that level so hard?
I don't know, dude. That was, I don't know what it is. Is Sly Cooper Naughty Dog?
Yes. I believe it is. I'm almost positive.
I don't know what it is about the Naughty Dog games, but I always start off on the second.
Crash Bandicoot.
I always start off on like the second game.
Yeah, you never start those when you're supposed to.
Well, because so I remember the reason I got Sly Cooper 2 was because I went to school on base. It was like 5th grade, I think. Elementary school, and like on base we had this thing. It was like this way to get these things called Eagle Bucks, which was like school's like currency system. If you did something good, you got
Eagle Bucks.
You got an Eagle Buck.
Got your V-Bucks.
There was like this thing called the Eagle Store, and you go in and like they got like if you got enough Eagle Bucks, which I don't think I saw anybody ever get enough Eagle Bucks, but you could get like an Apple computer and all that. But I remember I had enough, and I was like, oh cool, a video game for PlayStation 2, I'll just get this. And I took it home, and it was a Friday, and I took it home and I popped it in, and I was like, we're gonna give this bad boy a try. And then I ended up gaming on that thing.
The best part about being a kid is like you had no concept of any of that stuff. It was just like, if you're playing a fun game, like it's a fun game, and that's the way it is. You know the shame about this? We got a Sly Cooper movie trailer back in 2014.
Did we? I do remember something like that.
We got a Sly Cooper movie trailer, fully animated, everything. A trailer, 2015, saying it was going to come out in 2016.
Never a movie.
Never got it.
Yeah.
Did this get made?
No.
And they just didn't release it? Or did they just not make it?
They just didn't care about us. They didn't care about what we wanted.
It was so weird. They put out like the Sly trailer and a Ratchet and Clank trailer together, or not together, but like really close together. And then Ratchet and Clank came out, and we never heard anything about the Sly movie.
Now that you say it,
I'm watching it on the other monitor right now, and it looks great.
I do remember seeing it, and like I was so excited for it, and then it never came. Never happened.
It's animated, which is how you should do it. I think it should be animated. It'd be really weird if there was a live action.
We were robbed though, because Sly Cooper is he's a gem.
Oh, man,
he's like the nicest thief you'll ever meet.
It must have like not gotten like a good enough response as far as the
trailer. I don't know how. Everybody
but dude, it looks so good.
I know, man. Everybody loves Sly Cooper. I don't know how you can hate him.
All right, let's move on before I get too sad. Sly Cooper, go replay it if you haven't. I'm gonna go replay that. They should haven't they remastered those yet? I think so. I'm gonna stay on the same wavelength. Also, this is the last one I have written down. Do you have any more? You have one more? Okay, cool.
Probably the best game I've ever played.
This is also a PlayStation 2 game that I used to play on repeat. I don't know if you ever played the Jack and Daxter franchise.
I think I did.
This is one. I started with Jack 3. And there's like 3 of them. So I started with the last one. But I went back and played the other ones. And Jack 3 is the best one. But dude, like the whole Jack and Daxter's like story and like world is just like so epic. It's like, it's basically like there's these old like gods, like you're in this like old world that's like deteriorated and stuff like that, and like it's gone to poop, but it's like futuristic type stuff. And basically like Jack has like these powers from like this. He has a light, this like basically like a light and dark side powers. He has this like talking, basically like raccoon that he hangs out with. I always wanted to get a ferret and named it Daxter, just so it could chill on my shoulder and stuff. And that's the reason. I'm sure Jen does not want me to get a ferret. I've asked many times.
You should not get a ferret. Don't
but they're so like they bend and stuff. Like they're cool.
Yeah, don't do it.
I've met a ferret. It's cool.
Yeah,
I hear they stink though. I hear they stink.
Yeah, don't do it.
But dude, if you haven't played any of the Jack stuff, do yourself a favor and play some Jack. Start with Jack 3. Go ahead. That's the best one. A lot of cool. Jack 2, also really cool. Jack and Daxter, not the same as any of the other games, but I feel like I explained the game really badly. But just trust me, this would be a really, really cool game or a really cool movie.
All right.
But you probably shouldn't give them really long ears like they have in the games because that would look weird.
All right. You ready for mine?
Go for it, Dylan.
One?
Top it off for us.
It's a little game. A lot of PlayStation players might know it. It's called Infamous.
Mr. Electric Hands.
It is one of the coolest games that I have.
Static Shock.
That I think I've ever seen. I remember I found out about it because it was back in like 2008 whenever like they would have, like the gaming consoles set up in like Target and stuff. Yeah. And you go up and you just be like,
those are good times.
Good times. And that's how I found out.
That's the only time I ever played Infamous, actually.
Yeah,
was on this.
It was just a small, brief mission, but it was so cool.
It was cool, yeah.
It's such an interesting story because like so it's about this mail courier in New York, and his name is like I think Cole McGrath, and he gets sent to deliver this package to the building, and it's really like this. It's like this bomb, but like the bomb is amplified with something that gives people powers and abilities. So as a result of being caught up in the blast, he now has the power to like control electricity and stuff like that. But like also as a result, it has also given others abilities too, and they use these abilities to, do bad things. And he's trying to like figure out who sent the package. And long story short, I'm gonna give a little slight spoiler. His future self is the one who sent the package and caused him to get his powers. He gave
so there's time travel stuff in this?
Yes, because that's part of the abilities that occur in this world. And there's a lot of different cool stuff. A lot of interesting plot points that I think will be cool to see adapted into live action.
I think a lot of the stuff that we want to see as far as like adapting stuff, I think a lot of it has to do with like visuals.
Very cool visuals, yes.
And I think the visuals of Infamous would be very cool to see. Like the way that he would like suck like power out of like a nearby whatever like car.
Yeah, because the thing about Infamous is there's two games that focused on him, and then there's a rebooted version that they did that I loved called Infamous Second Son, and his powers is that he can absorb other people's powers. So he has like the power, he can like absorb smoke, and like he can like knock people out by like creating like a smoke cloud like right in front of their face and stuff.
Throw smoke at people.
And like he can transform into smoke and like mist through the city and
Smoke,
stuff.
one of my favorite characters in Mortal Kombat.
And it's really cool. And then he, like I said, he can like absorb other people's powers if he like touches them or something. And I just think that's pretty cool. It's such cool visuals. I would love to see it happen in real life in the movies.
I would also like to see it. Dylan, thank you for going on this journey with me through our adaptations. I promised to go watch Bad Batch. I'm really sorry I didn't watch it this week for anybody who was expecting us to talk about it.
I can't believe you.
We'll talk about it next week. We'll get caught up. But in the meantime, be sure to go follow us on Twitter, Instagram. Subscribe and like if you're on YouTube. Any other plugs that we have that we need to
follow us on Apple Podcasts. We're
on iTunes.
Yes,
we're on the Apple stuff. I don't have any Apple stuff, so I can't listen to us. But if you're on that, be sure to do that if you want to.
Yeah.
Thanks, Dylan. I'll see you next week. Do we know what we're doing next week?
Talking about WB and racist some more.
Possibly. Main topic: Warner Brothers racist? Question mark.
Our podcast will just be a minute long. Yeah, they are.
But we'll get to that.
We'll
thanks
figure
for
something.
Yeah, thanks for listening on a Tuesday. For all our viewers that have hung on with us we're on episode 8. That's kind of crazy that we've made it this far.
2 months.
2 months of pod with you, Dylan. You having fun?
I am. We should probably start trying to get more viewers, though. I feel like more viewers would.
Be sure to tell your friends. Look, if anybody's into Marvel or anything like that, like that's usually what we end up talking about. Marvel movies, TV, Star Wars.
Not so much DC.
Just
DC.
spread the word. Spread the word. Let people know that there are these two idiots who have no idea what they're talking about. And listen to them ramble. Yeah. That's the best way to sell this podcast. Anyways, I'll see you next week, Dylan.
I'll see you next week, man.
Have a good one.
You too, buddy.
Bye.
Goodbye.